I agree, and these battles are so important. Remember, these battlers are fighting their way, not just for this tournament in Indianapolis, but fighting to punch their ticket to the World Championship as well.
Okay, well, let's move into the game. It looks like we have Registeel versus Ninetales, one of the worst possible leads that you could have for Crimson. Gonna have to swap out right away. And yes, we see once again the double water core coming back. King opting to stay in, another positive matchup here.
Yes, those Zap Cannons and the Focus Blast both being super effective against the Wall Rain, but the Zap Cannon having that added benefit of dropping your opponent's attack.
All right, able to outpace that Zap Cannon, not quite at the Earthquake, the Wall Rain from Crimson is, but able to throw this Earthquake now. This is still going to hit for super effective damage, albeit it is one attack stage drop. King opting to shield, and that is a huge shield from King, getting a lot of value early on from this Registeel.
Absolutely. So we're going to start to see reaching for that Zap Cannon to try to lower the attack of this Wall Rain. A second stage, this Wall Rain is really...
And he lets it go!
Letting it go!
Down goes the Wall Rain.
Oh my goodness! Wall Rain is out of this matchup. So now Crimson having to decide, putting all of his faith in the Swampert, in the Alolan Ninetales.
Well, he has another answer for this Registeel. Registeel is going to try and build to this Focus Blast. It's going to be a race to the finish. Gets to the Focus Blast just before the Earthquake. That is huge for King. Able to get to this Focus Blast. This is not going to knock out, but it is going to do a ton of damage. Crimson having to use his second Protect Shield here.
Exactly. This Registeel is doing a huge amount of work. King has not even brought out his backline yet, and already Crimson is down a Pokemon. So now let King saying, Registeel, you may rest. You have done the good work today and bringing in the Sableye.
So very, very heads up play from King, knowing that there is an Alolan Ninetales hanging out there. But no, I have to interrupt here. We have a catch from Crimson, trying to work his way back, able to catch the resisted foul play on his Alolan Ninetales. King very sharp, very smartly though, wanting to have his Sableye lined up versus the Swampert rather than that Alolan Ninetales. Nice plays.
Yes, so now that Crimson no longer has a shield remaining, this Shadow Ball will go through and threaten to knock out the Alolan Ninetales, and there it goes.
Okay, well, this Trevenant up a shield is going to be able to try and get to these Seed Bombs, but Crimson has a lot of energy on his Swampert. Don't forget, still has the Sableye on the side of King. We talked about it, very strong matchup. Crimson...
the Trevenant lived with 1 HP, but then was mud shot down.
That is big. Will you be able to get to 2 of these Hydros? Is 1 enough? We're about to find out here. Hydro number 1 coming through. Could be an Earthquake. King decides to go ahead and shield this one up to be safe.
Yes, so, and taking a look at the energy on this Sableye, it is not quite at another move, so the Swampert gets to go through another Hydro Cannon. Will this be enough?
Not quite. I think the win condition there for Crimson may have been getting to the Earthquake, but unfortunately not able to reach it. Sableye able to hang on, get to the foul play, despite the great catch from Crimson. Tough alignment, and King able to take the game number 1 victory. Great stuff.
Absolutely. That Registeel wholesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely the workhorse for kiengiv, putting in so much effort. King got so much value out of that Registeel today.
Yeah, we saw the Registeel able to outpace that Wall Rain to the Earthquakes there, able to land those super effective Zap Cannons. One was all Crimson was willing to shield. The second one hit KOing, able to feint that Wall Rain and still preserve it for later on in the matchup, despite Crimson having 2 good answers. Unfortunately, due to that alignment, was not able to get that Alolan Ninetales the value that it needed versus that Sableye to try and flip the matchup. So King is now ahead 1-0. Crimson going to have to find a way to see if he can figure out a new strategy to potentially take down that Registeel of King.
Yes, the first steps that you take in a battle against your opponent are often the most critical, setting the path to victory or defeat early on in the matchup. And King definitely set his path clear, working towards, we're in the, kind of like the middle of the race here with this battle. kiengiv versus CrimsonK19. Our battlers are locking in, engines are revving up. Let's go.
All right, well, we might see this Mandibuzz come in. We talked about it for Crimson. It has some good matchups versus both that Sableye as well as that Trevenant that we saw King running in the back. King probably going to be swapping things up a little bit, trying to keep Crimson on his toes.
Absolutely. kiengiv, again, we're trying to decide what do we use the strategies that we know work, that we've been using this whole tournament, or do we need to switch it up? The mind games, these players know each other's strategies, they know the teams. These battlers have been on stream before.
All right.
So using that information here today will be critical.
Game number 2 starting. We do see the Mandibuzz come out, lined up versus the Trevenant. A much better matchup here for Crimson. Sees it exactly where he wants. In comes the Registeel. Crimson having the answer ready to go. We see the Shadow Swampert come out, racing to this Focus Blast, racing to the Earthquake. Will be able to get to this Focus Blast first, however.
Yes, I do not see this Registeel getting as much value as it did in the first battle. We see an early shield from CrimsonK19, and then the Swampert going for a move. Remember, this is a Shadow Swampert, so no matter what move it uses is going to do a bunch of damage. We see an early shield.
Oh, a big shield. A huge call from King.
IV. Nice call.
All right, well, he's going to outpace to this next Focus Blast before the Swampert gets to the Earthquake. Just one turn before. Look at that. The next Focus Blast comes out. Crimson potentially going to be shielding this next one. Yes, indeed, wants to hang on to the Swampert, needs to get this Registeel out of the way.
Yes, CrimsonK19 recognizing that this Swampert is so valuable against the Registeel. kiengiv opting to let this go, letting the Registeel go down and bringing in the Trevenant. Our switch timers are not yet up, so Swampert is in this matchup. Switch timers are just about up, throwing a Hydro Cannon first. Even though this is a Grass-type Pokemon, Hydro Cannon does still like half damage to a Trevenant. It's just so powerful, Wholesome.
Absolutely, and we're going to be seeing this Mandibuzz come back in to clean up this Trevenant. But look at this, Crimson able to get to another Hydro Cannon. This is likely going to be enough to knock out this Trevenant. King having to use his second Protect Shield. It's now going to be left shieldless versus this Mandibuzz. But no, we see a very aggressive swap out. I don't know if I fully understand this play from Crimson, but wanting to try and build up energy very fast. To answer your question, DeFi, we are once again seeing the Air Slash variant for this Mandibuzz.
Yes, so thank you for reminding us that, because Mandibuzz can run those two moves, very different styles of gameplay, but we are seeing that Air Slash Mandibuzz slowly chunking away at the Shadow Walrein, but Shadow Walrein throwing a super effective Icicle Spear, and again, it's that Shadow Walrein going to be doing even more damage. Even bulky Mandibuzz has to watch out.
And unable to get to that next foul play. Great timing here from King, getting as much energy as possible before that Mandibuzz is able to get to its next charge move. We see the Icicle Spear come through, knock out the Mandibuzz. All right, Crimson has some decisions to make here. Do I bring back in the Swampert, trying to absorb this energy? Do I maybe try and call an immediate Icicle Spear and bring in the Walrein? Brings in the Walrein here.
So no immediate Icicle Spear, and kiengiv is ahead on energy already.
Switch clock was not up, DeFi. We're going to see this Earthquake land.
We are, and it is the Shadow variant versus the Shadow variant. You can see that purple aura flying around the battlefield. Simultaneous switch!
A huge swap here from Crimson, able to predict the swap from King, catches the move. This is going to be enough to knock out the Swampert, but no, the huge undercharge. Gonna try and farm down. Look at that, King coming out with another charge move, has the Seed Bomb ready to go. A CMP and the Trevenant is going to win. King will go ahead and take the victory here versus CrimsonK19 and move on. An incredible battle full of amazing catches, full of great predictions and great reads, but King taking the 2-0 victory.
Yes, fantastic. King certainly took the crown here today in this battle. We love to see it. The switches, the catches, it is like an intricate dance that these battlers are doing here in Indianapolis for this regional championship.